Yeah, hello. Plan scope management is the second process in the planning process group, and it talks about how the project scope will be defined, maintained, controlled, and verified. Plan scope management belongs to the scope management knowledge area, and it belongs to the planning process group. We discussed earlier, every process in the project management body of knowledge is linked to one process group and any one of the knowledge areas. So plan scope management is linked to planning process group, and it is linked to scope management knowledge area. The inputs to plan scope management are the project management plan, which is the output of the first process, develop project management plan in the planning process. Then we have the project charter, which was the output of initiation process group. Then we have the enterprise environmental factors coming in as an input for scope management, plan scope management, and the organizational process assets like the tools, templates, and the guidelines and the historical data. All these things help us to plan the scope management. So the input side for plan scope management are project management plan, project charter, enterprise environmental factors, and organizational process assets. And the tools and techniques we use are the expert judgment and meetings, and the outputs are the scope management plan and the requirements management plan. The scope management plan talks about how the scope will be baselined, what are the tools we'll be using, who can change the scope, what is the procedure that need to be followed to change the scope, those kind of things. And then we have the requirements management plan. Requirements management plan talks about how we are going to collect the requirements. Is it through online forms? Is it through face-to-face interviews? And how many of them? And after collecting the requirements, we need to analyze. Somebody has to analyze it, and changes to the requirements have to be managed as well. So all these things gets into the requirements management plan. Talks about how the requirements will be collected, by whom, from whom, in which format, how many interviews, what are the schedules for those interviews, and if it's a survey, how that will be performed, collection of data, collation of data, analysis of the data. All these things need to be defined. So all these things gets into the requirements management plan. The scope management plan talks about how the scope will be captured, baselined, how the changes to the scope will be managed. Those things gets into the scope management plan, and how the requirements will be collected, collated, analyzed, who will do it, from whom it will be done, the mechanisms to do it, everything comes under requirements management plan. So we said that plan scope management belongs to the scope management knowledge area, and it belongs to the planning process group. And the inputs for plan scope management are project management plan, project charter, enterprise environmental factors, and organizational process assets. And the tools and techniques are expert judgment and meetings, and the outputs are the scope management plan, requirements management plan. And the requirements management plan contains the collection methods, the analysis, and the management of requirements. I hope this gives you an introduction to the project scope management, which is the second process of planning process group. And after this video, please go to the reference pages given at the bottom of this video. Go to the appropriate pages of Pmbok and read it, and then we discuss about it. Thank you.